So, another busy week in terms of the award stuff. This is your sort of brief rundown of the awards that came out at the Spirits. Um, I was gonna say being distracted a fair bit, but it turns out they had the ceremony really early in comparison. So some of it did actually happen before the wrestling. So I was seeing some of the results come through. I won't be put. I'll just be doing them in order of like the order that we sort of went through with them, or at least as I have on my spreadsheet in terms of the stuff. No doubt, AJ and Owen will be talking. We'll probably mention stuff regarding this when we do our BAFTA predictions later this week, ahead of next week, and the mess of my head for the next couple of weeks with Everything American being all an hour ahead of time. So the Critics' Choice ceremony that's also happening next Sunday, the 13th of March 2022, will be at midnight my time rather than 1. So I get to go to sleep earlier, in theory. Anyway, right. So, I'm declaring myself out of the race, and you'll see why as we get around to what went down. So, Ensemble Cast, as we knew, in terms of the television stuff, this is to start off with. Ensemble Cast went to Reservation Dogs, and then Best New Non-Scripted or Documentary Series went to Black and Missing, which was Owen's pick, so one on the board for him. Tuso and Beidou won for Best Female Performance in Underground Railroad, which is a point for AJ. And then we all successfully predicted that Lee Jung Jae would be male performance in a new series. The only one that sort of stumped us in the television stuff was actually Best New Scripted Series, because I think just like last year, when Best Ensemble went to I May Destroy You, sorry, and I May Destroy You was also the second it won Best New Scripted Series as well. Reservation Dogs has done the same. I better look at that to make sure that I'm not inaccurately quoting that in terms of what happened last year. Television, yeah, I May Destroy You got Ensemble Cast and New Scripted Series. So the rule of thumb, I guess, for year 3 is the one that wins Ensemble, select it to win television new scripted series, if it is a new series, of course. So none of us got that one. The ancillary awards for at least the film stuff we'd already covered. Fire Day, or Jessica Bashir for Fire Day, he got the True Than Fiction Award grant. Lizzie Shapiro of Shiva Baby got the Producers Award $25,000 grant, and Alex Camilleri for Lutzu got the Someone to Watch Award $25,000 grant, and then the Altman Award for Best Ensemble went to Mass. The big other sort of ancillary award, if you want to call it that, is the John Cassavetes Award, and Shiva Baby did win it, so a double, I guess, for Lizzie Shapiro, picking up both. AJ and Owen got that one correct. Unsurprisingly, Best International Film did go to Drive My Car, which we all chose. Zola got Best Editing, which is a point for AJ. Cinematography went to Passing, which is more drop points for me and more points for AJ and Owen. There's a trend here. Best documentary did go to Summer of Soul, so it looks like it's not all but confirmed to win the Oscar, because you should never say that. But it certainly seems to be moving ahead of Flea, at least with the other awards, with the season. If I have a quick look at what else relates to that category in terms of the other predictions, the editing awards also gave Summer of Soul the best edited documentary. We've still got the sound awards as well. BAFTA, the PGA, the DGA, the WGA, although that doesn't really take into account anything because of what's nominated this year, and the Satellite Awards, which are all coming up in the space of about 14 days. Oh, that craziness. Right, back to the spirits. There we go. Best Supporting Actress went to Ruth Negga for Passing. So she does get an award. Maybe that means something will happen with her in terms of BAFTA. We'll have to see. And whether that's we'll see what happens with the Critics' Choice, because I don't know whether their votes are already in. I don't think it is. I think it opens and closes this coming week. So we'll see. But of course, she isn't in the Oscars list, so she could get a lot of momentum over the next couple of weeks, which sort of goes to nothing, which is a shame. That was 1 point for me. I think the only time that I predicted it right over the other two. Troy Kotzer, however it is, won Best Supporting Actor for Coda, which is not a surprise. That looks to be like it's certainly very, very likely now for the rest of the award season. Best Lead Actress went to Taylor Page for Zola, which AJ got correct. And then I guess AJ will be with this through gritted teeth to some extent. Simon Rex did win Best Actor for his performance in Red Rocket. Points there again for AJ and Owen. Then the two misses of the award category completely for all of us. Best First Feature went to 7 Days. I'm trying to remember what that one is. Oh, the subject matter will be listed there. After an uncomfortable prearranged date, Ravi and Rita are forced to shelter in place due to COVID. So, and filmed over the course of 8 days. So, pretty much realistically then, to some extent. So, congrats to Roshan Sethi, who co-wrote it as well as directed the project. And then, I'm pleased to see it got something, at least. First Screenplay didn't go to mass, they completely ignored it. Even though sometimes there's been occasional supplemental wins for other ones as well. And Best First Screenplay went to Pig. So Michael Sarnowski does not go away empty-handed, because then we get to, I guess, the quote-unquote juggernaut. Because Maggie Gyllenhaal cleaned up. Took Best Screenplay for Lost Daughter. Took Best Director. And also it won Best Feature Film, Best Picture. So that is somewhat key, I would say, at least in giving it some momentum within the other categories. Although it is weird that, okay, so it's in adapted at the BAFTAs, but it didn't make it in for director because they went with Titan happening instead, in terms of the female directors at least. She didn't make it in for Critics' Choice. Did make it in for adapted screenplay though, so that certainly there's momentum on its side there, I should say. And then obviously won the USC Scripter. It's got a chance. It's not in for WGA or PGAs. I think it's. I was going to say it's good momentum possibly for DGA, but she's going up against Lin-Manuel Miranda, so, and also Shiva Baby and Pig, so there's, and Rebecca Hall for Passing. Not to leave out Tatiana Hueso for Prayers of the Stolen, but there's 5 ones that I recognise there as being big films. Mainly because Prayers for the Stolen I don't actually remember seeing listed at some point. Mexican drama. Oh, it's in foreign language at the Satellite Awards. And was submitted as the Mexican entry for the Oscars, but didn't make it, I guess, through either the long list or the short list. So yeah, that means I had 6 correct predictions. Let me just double check. 4, 5, 6, yeah. Owen had 12 and AJ has 13. So I'm pretty sure mathematically I don't have a chat. I've got to make weird predictions and hope that they come correct in order to even catch up. So I guess my aim now is to just try and get as perfect a score as possible for the rest of them and hope that the other 2 slip up, because the subtitles as it stands, still with the 3 guilds to go, that is WGA, PGA and DGA, along with the Critics' Choice and BAFTAs next week, and of course the Oscars in 3 weeks' time. I have 19 points, Owen has 25 and AJ has 31. I'll have to keep an eye on that, because the way I have the spreadsheet, Spirits is normally second to last, so not all the numbers are correct in terms of carrying over at the minute, which isn't great. So yes, that is your info and everything for this one. Feel free, as I say, to put stuff in the comments about what you thought about some of the stuff, or certainly leave it till it will probably get brought up, at least in terms of the predictions show for the BAFTAs coming up at some point later this week. Yet to confirm whether it's going to be late Monday evening or a standard Tuesday evening, or a standard time for a Tuesday evening at least, in terms of making those predictions. Feel free to check out all the other content here on the channel. AJ's movie reviews. No doubt the Batman one will be an anticipated one, given the reception, at least from practically everyone else, and its box office takings certainly over this past weekend. Owen has some sip and snacks, some Voices of Liberty stuff, I have the occasional snack stash, which I'm trying to think if there's anything coming around. I don't know whether McDonald's will be rotating its menu soon. There's also some other stuff though that I need to try, even though it's probably out of date by now. Ding. So yes, that is, I guess, the second televised award show down. Given that the Globes obviously wasn't, and SAG was last week. Next week we have two televised in one, but we'll also have what went down in terms of the DGA awards. And then I guess we'll make our predictions the following week at some point. Once we've had the rest of the guilds, the PGA and WGA, which are the week before, and I think, if it will be allowed, we'll also, although we're not predicting on it, run through the results from the Satellite Awards, given that they are the last major awards that cover practically all the categories before the Oscars in about 3 weeks' time. So with that, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, give us a like. If you want to see more content like this, go to the channel. Subscribe if it tickles your fancy, as the autofocus goes randomly weird. Great job. With that, I guess I can say it as it's technically Popcast stuff, even though it's recorded. Until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all I've got to say about that.